Dude, you have got to go with me next year. We got plastered. It is, you remember the bit about Ron White going to the festival and they don't take cash there or anything. You had to buy your coupons. Yeah. So we had to buy coupons to drink. and me and Bloody Marys, right? They had a Bloody Mary bar.
Oh yeah.
Like they put the alcohol in the glass and they put the tomato juice in the glass and then you do everything else.
Nice.
And they had bacon, big stalks of celery. They had the celery salt, of course, Tabasco, everything you put in a Bloody Mary, they had it there. So, I kind of like mine not so spicy, but more on the savory side.
Yeah, right.
And so I did that. And for $4, the coupons were $5 a piece, or you got 5 for 20.
Okay.
So we bought $60 worth of coupons. And turns out that's a lot of alcohol in a short amount of time, because we were wanting to go take a nap before we did this function for work. So we were drinking all our stuff up, and that's seven coupons for one person and 8 coupons for the other. And it turns out that I had 6 coupons and she did 9 coupons, and she found this stuff called Wild Turkey American Honey.
Yeah, that stuff's good, dude.
Yeah, she said it was really smooth, and she drank 5 shots of that. Mm-hmm.
And if it's cold, it acts kind of like syrup. It gets real thick when it's.
Yeah, she had 5 shots of that and 4 beers, and they were the it's a Karcher, something gold. And I took a little sip of it. Man, it was refreshing. It was kind of like Michelob Ultra with a little bit more flavor, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty good, but nevertheless, we had a lot of fun. We got a lot of drunk, and it's a really good thing that the hotel wasn't very far away. We Ubered back to the hotel, and then we had to Uber back there to the truck to go to the work function thing. But that was after we took a nap, so I was pretty much okay. I'd had 6, she had 9. I was feeling okay, but took a 2-hour nap and tried to get her up to go to this work function. And
a little harder than he thought.
Oh my God. If I'd have had a bathtub full of cold water on her side of the bed, that'd have probably been the only thing that could have, but it would have pissed her off. Anyways, I finally got her up, and we went to the work, and all was good. But man, that drunk driving scares the hell out of me. Now I've been pulled over a couple times, and I've done the stupid human tricks. But it was because I wasn't drinking. I was with a bunch of drunks, and when we left the bar, you know how they mark your tires and crap?
Yeah.
Yeah, this pretty much happened to me. So get out of the bar, and I'm driving. I have 3 girls with me. I have Shandy and 2 of them, and we leave the casino, Claremore, and get about half a mile down the road, Oklahoma Highway. Well, I saw the highway patrol real close to the casino a little bit earlier. No big deal, and I have to get out and do the stupid human tricks, and I had to swear to God I wasn't drinking. Because you know me, I don't drink very often at all.
No, actually.
And so I did the tricks, and I said, look, I'm just trying to get these girls home. They're drunk, they're bugging me. They all want to get me into the bed. I mean, it's what drunk women do, right? So. Well, of course, I don't know where y'all live, but in my fantasy here in Oklahoma, women try to pick me up all the time when they're drunk. So let me have my fantasy, okay? I was just trying to get them home, and I got pulled over, and I was kind of pissed about it at first, but then I thought, man, he's just trying to protect. That's all he's doing. He's just doing his job, even though they mark the tires.
God, man, it's such a, you see horror stories of people that end up involved in accidents, and and I'm like, and I'm guilty of it. I've got when I've been drinking. Hell, I got a DUI under my, but it's definitely a decision that you, I guess, at some level consciously make to get behind the wheel and drive when you've been drinking. But man, there's something about that alcohol. You think you're going to be fine. God, it can turn so bad so fast and affect so many people.
Well, I don't know if you've seen.
I do my best now not to even been drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you've seen my. I don't know if you've ever seen my toes or not. I keep my feet covered all the time because I can't stand cold feet, and B, now that I can't feel anything, I don't want to step on a toothpick or
Yeah.
anything else. So I'm always wearing shoes and whatnot, but my toes are pretty goofed up in the like.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody else's big toe is a little bit shorter than the toe next to it. That second toe is usually the taller toe,
Right.
and then it kind of not on my foot. My big toe, no, my big toe, my middle toe, and the toe next to it are all the same size. They're all the same length. Reason being, okay, I'm fire back to when I'm about 18 years old. Just out of high school, go to a party. Had a motorcycle. Okay. Honda CM 450. Went to this party, drank. Now, I wake up the next day at my grandmother's house. Keep in mind, that's not my house.
Right.
I wake up the next day at my grandmother's house in the spare bedroom with a huge bowl half full of puke sitting on the floor. And I wake up and number one, my grandmother's like, "Are you okay? You were really drunk and you came over here." which was a lot closer than my house.
Right. Okay.
By
so that makes a little sense.
Several miles. But she said, you might want to be careful with your toes. And I said, "What do you mean?" And she showed me my boots, and the tips of my boot were worn down about 1.5 inches on each boot. I guess I drug the toes of my feet for 2 miles.
Oh.
And so my feet I had bloody nubs on my feet.
Wow.
Yeah, and they stuck to the sheet.
No.
Yeah, that was the ultimate suck. But
yeah, I mean, drunk story. I mean, yeah, you've been around for some of the ones I've been. I tell you, man, and it's funny. We were talking about the brother and I were talking. I don't even know what brought this up, but the funniest traffic was ever. And my brother and I were north of the city, and we're actually on the outskirts, north part of the county. And there's this old. We get behind a van. It's probably like a mid-'80s Chevy, and this thing's swerving all over. I mean, he's crossing the center line like crazy.
So is it a Chevy Ford? Because was it a Chevy Ford? Because the Econoline's a Ford.
Oh, that's right. So that's a Ford.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking back, and I think that was a Chevy van. But anyway, we'll just call it a Chevy Ford.
I drive vans for a living, so I know my vans.
So he's going back and forth over the center line. My brother goes, "Man, I got to pull this. He's going to hurt somebody." So he lights this van up, and they pull over. As soon as my brother and I each exit the patrol car, first thing that registers, I hear Sammy Davis Jr. just blaring out of this van. And so my brother kind of looks at me and is grinning. And we, just because the lights on the patrol car have lit this van up, we see there's 2 occupants. There's 2 guys in the front 2 seats. So my brother walks up on the driver's side, and I'm kind of hanging back on the passenger side towards the back of the vehicle. And I hear my brother take a flashlight and smack the window, tap on it. And I sit there for a few seconds. Well, then he hits it real hard. And so I kind of step around and look at him, and he's looking at me kind of shrugging like, what's going on here? Finally, the dude rolls the window down, and it looks like Cheech and Chong are in his van. Smoke just billows out of this, but it's cigar smoke. And so my brother gets to talking to this guy, and 2 guys in the front seats are both black dudes. And they're like characters out of Friday, man. These guys are so funny. So my brother tells him, he says, "Hey, man, I need you to step out. Let me talk to you." So this guy exits the van, and when he does, a bottle of E&J rolls out of the floorboard and lands on the street.
Oh, man.
My brother shines his light on it, and it's empty. And my brother shines his light on it and looks at it and goes, "Let me guess. You had 2 drinks tonight." And he looks down at that bottle and looks at my brother and goes, "No, I drank that whole bottle right there." So my brother kind of starts laughing a little bit. Well, we get the passenger out and we're talking. And these guys, they'd been up to Kansas. This is before we had the lottery. They've been up to Kansas to buy a lottery ticket. So we're talking to him, and my brother does not want to take these dudes to jail. They're just cool guys. They're being respectful. They're not giving us any shit.
Right.
And so as we're talking to him, all of a sudden we hear this other voice from the back of the van, which shame on us. We didn't even look in the back of the van.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "I told them they were too drunk to drive." We jump and look, oh, shit, there's somebody else in there. So I've been lean my head in there. There's this guy in the very back seat of the van, just sitting in the center of it. And he's got a Quick Trip cup in his hand. And I'm thinking, okay, he's probably drunk too. So I get him out of the car. He comes up. No, he's got nothing but Dr. Pepper in this Quick Trip cup. And he's sober, completely stone cold sober.
Why isn't he driving?
My brother goes, "Oh, it gets better." So then we get to talking to him. He goes, "I don't even like letting people drive my van." I said, "Wait a minute. You own this van?" "Yeah." "Well, why aren't you driving?" He said, because I got a suspended license.
We'll let the drunk people take over.
Yeah, my brother starts laughing. I'm just shaking my head. My brother's like, tell you what, man. Oh, don't tell anybody I told you, but you drive this van home. Yeah, I'm like, this poor guy's not even drunk and he's making bad decisions.
Holy crap. Yeah, worse decisions than the damn drivers.
Yeah.
They were just doing what they were told.
Man, they were the most fun dudes on a traffic stop ever, man. They were hilarious.
You know, it's nice to see police officers that can have a little bit of levity in a situation, you know, and not have to be so serious all the time.
Yeah, you got to use a little discretion. I mean, you know, I heard somebody say one time, you know, 90% of the public deals on traffic stops and they get a ticket, so they hate cops.
Yeah.
So it helps if you use a little discretion and cut people breaks, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I got to admit, I've been the recipient of a few breaks myself. You know, I was coming back from Oklahoma City. Got around just before you get to Stroud, you got them hills that you go through. Mm-hmm. Coming back from Oklahoma City on I-44, and I was running probably 95. And
loving life.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to get back home. On the other side of the highway, OHP threw their lights on. I was like, but it's a turnpike. It's a divided highway, right? So I was like, okay, well, I just got. So I pull over on the side of the road and I'm waiting there. Man, 10 minutes go by. I'm like, where's this cop at?
Oh, could you not find a turnaround?
It just about the time that I thought that nobody was going to be there, and I was just putting in drive. Police officer or the highway patrol pulls up behind the car and he gets out. Sir, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's just fine. Were you just driving west a little bit ago? Yeah, I lit you up because you were going fast. I was like, yeah, I pulled over because you lit me up. And he said, really? I said, yeah. I mean, I got, and you turned your lights on, so I knew I was had. There's turnarounds about every 2 miles on that thing for cops, and so I just pulled over, and I guess he went to the next exit and turned around and was just running his route.
He was just hitting his lights to get you to slow down. Yeah,
just to get me to slow down, and he said, have a nice day. Watch your speed. It's good to just tell the truth. Don't get up there and lie your butt. And, unless you just have massive, massive boobs and you have a way to make a cop forget what he walked up to the car for. Telling the truth's probably the best thing.
Right. Unless you got massive boobs.
Yeah. If you have massive gazongas, man.
Use them to your advantage.
Oh, yeah. The world is your palate. If you have massive boobs, you can do literally just about anything in the world, as long as it involves men making a decision, and get away with it.
Even if your face is ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's chicks that are ugly in the face, but I see them get away with murder because they got a little mass up front. Well,
and you ever get that too, where you see the picture, like full body picture, and got the big boobs, man. You're looking, God dang, look at them titties. And then there's a close up of just her face. I'm like, who's that? No, that was the same face on the big titties that you just loved. Are you kidding me? I didn't even see that coming. I was looking at the boobies, man.
We all know how I'm about fake ones too. There's no bigger trick in the world than an ugly girl that gets implants.
Man, yeah, I'm telling you what, too, ladies out there, if you listen to the podcast and you have fake boobs, Shiner loves you.
Oh, I'm a connoisseur.
He is
connoisseur.
The faker, I'm not just the faker, the better.
Yeah, I'm not just a dude who's like, oh, I like fake boobs. Like I know all the schematics about them.
Oh, he's like, yeah. Well, those are under the muscle and they look a little more natural. But give me that over the muscle, just in your face, just bam, they look like an implant with skin on it. Bam. It's funny.
I bet my mom is so proud right now.
Oh God, I forget your parents listen to this. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Shiner. Holy crap. Ooh, it's party time, Mom.
Yeah. My mom probably has a crack a beer little segment.
But the mole is amazing, Mrs. Shiner.
That mole.
Yeah.
God bless her.
Miss Shiner, you need to thank your mama for that mole.
Man, well, that actually came from her dad's side, though.
Really?